Well, welcome friends. Today we're decluttering. Is it possible it could get worse? I really don't know the last time I used it. Sad to part with this, but I think it's time. Oh, gross. Why we didn't do it sooner, I don't know. Ooh, this drawer is crazy. If your home is anything like ours, the holidays are filled with so much wonder and magic and memories of being made. But if we're honest, there can also often be a lot going on. Between new things coming in, events to host or attend, maybe you travel around the holidays, it all adds up. So as fall winds down and we look forward to the festive season, now really feels like the perfect time to simplify, to clear out what's no longer serving us and to build margin for what really matters. So that's my plan. I've got 2 or 3 hours set aside right now for decluttering. So come along as I declutter, organize, and simplify my home before the holidays. We're going to start here in the bedroom because I think this is going to be the easiest space to declutter, but it's also the most needed. Do you see this right here? We have a literal mountain of pillows just sitting off to the side of our bed right now. These have got to go. A couple weeks ago, we finally upgraded to a king size bed after almost 10 years of being married. Why we didn't do it sooner, I don't know. We are loving it. So much room, it's so nice. But that means all of the pillows that we had on our bed previously, they don't fit our bed anymore. So I think we're going to save maybe a couple of them for when we have guests, but the rest it is time to say goodbye to. And honestly, it's time anyways. Some of these are so flat at this point. Okay, 1 minute of decluttering, 7 items decluttered. I'm liking that start. These just need to go back where they belong. Old wrapping paper. I keep this blanket under the bed because sometimes it just gets a little cold and I like an extra layer. I did go through my jewelry recently, so I think that's probably fine. I'm not planning to do it right now, but since we got the king size bed, I do feel like these little lamps, they just feel a bit too small scale-wise next to it. So I'm thinking of replacing these lamps with something a little bit bigger, in which case we would declutter those. And then also maybe getting a bigger tree. Honestly, I've never been a huge faux tree person. However, it's really nice in a room that sometimes it gets great light, other times it doesn't. I feel like it would be really hard to keep a real tree alive. So it's been nice having a fake tree. I like the scale, like the height that it adds to the room. But I do think that if we went maybe 1 or 2 feet higher with it, maybe even try to find something a bit more realistic, I feel like that might be the play. So those are 2 things that are on my radar to declutter. We're not going to do it today, but just trying to think through what do I want to have in this space long term. I keep all my makeup and things to get ready back here. So let's pull this out and go through it. This is just messy, so at the very least, let's tidy this up. This is my old mascara. I'm pretty sure I stopped using this because it ran out and I didn't get rid of it. Same thing with this moisturizer. Oh, we did get 1 pump. It might be on its last legs, so let's try to use that up this week. Eyeshadow, this is on its last legs, but still got a bit of product. I think I'll put this by the door because that's usually where I put like SPF, lip balm and stuff. Doubt there's gonna be anything in here. This is my daily makeup bag. I think we're fine. A few things I'm running low on. Actually, you know what? I don't love this lip gloss. It's too light for me. This looks pretty used up. Yeah, I think that's also empty. I use these when doing my hair. And this is for travel, although I don't actually like this lip gloss either. It's a really weird texture. I'll declutter that. That makes 4 products, 2 empties, 2 that just didn't work out for me. All right, then we need to talk about what's going on over here. So I don't know if you noticed, but when we redid our entryway a few weeks ago, which if you haven't seen that, go watch the video. But when we redid our entryway, we stole a few pieces of art, a big lamp right here from the bedroom. And to be honest, I kind of like those pieces better where they are now in the entryway than I ever did in the bedroom. However, that has left us with some holes that we need to fill, and this is kind of my planning process for filling those holes. So the first thing we're going to do is I really want to move this picture over above the bed. My original vision when I bought this was actually to have it hang over our bed, but back when we had a queen size bed, it didn't feel quite right. The length of this and the length of our headboard were just a little bit too similar. I think now with the wider bed frame, this would look beautiful above the bed. And then what I'm thinking for this wall, since it will then be I think it's like a 15 or 16 foot wall, I'm thinking of doing a gallery wall right here. So I've been collecting some frames, some artwork, and it's all just been sitting here. The thing is just trying to think through with the holidays coming up. I don't know if that's a project that I'm going to get to until the new year. I'm thinking of maybe just doing a whole bedroom refresh where we can swap out the tree, the lamps, put in the gallery wall, and just do it all at once. So what I'm going to do for now is I just want to get this room back to a place where it feels livable, not like a construction zone or like something that's completely in process, even if in some ways it is. So I'm just going to gather up these frames and we'll put them away in storage. Honestly, they might go under the bed or potentially in the laundry room. I just want to get them out of the way and out of my line of sight until I actually have time to go through, to plan the gallery wall, to figure out what of this we're actually going to use, and obviously the rest, anything we're not using, we'll donate. Yeah, right now it's just not a good time for me to deal with this project, so I just want to get it out of the way. I mean, already that's such an improvement. Oh yeah, there is so much room down here. That actually reminds me, I don't remember when the last time was that I went through all of our gift wrapping supplies. So let's do it now. Found these on clearance recently. Keep the bags, get rid of the tag. When I'm going through gift bags, I always try to ask myself the question, am I ever going to reach for this bag? Because some like this, like I know that I'll use, but like this one, or honestly this one too, I'm just not sure that I'm ever going to actually reach for them. Maybe this one for a white elephant. I think the baby girl one though we can declutter. Okay, let's just organize this a little bit too. These rings could probably go in with our craft supplies and a little more trash. Ribbon goes in here, gift boxes, and tissue. Whether or not it looks it, that's a big improvement. Then we have a couple of things going on in this corner. These are a couple of pillow inserts that I bought to replace. If you saw the last time I decluttered, I said that I really want to declutter the throw pillows that we have. We just have so many shapes and sizes going on. Some of them are fairly uncomfortable textures, and so I just want to have some unity, cohesion. I just want to have a couple more standard sizes and colors when it comes to our pillows because they're all over the place right now. So I got these, they're just the same size, simple insert. I want to put them in our living room and to declutter a couple of the pillows that we have in there currently, but, and this is just the season of life we're in, I haven't gotten around to it yet. Haven't found covers I love, so in the meantime, these are just waiting to be used. I think I'm just gonna put them down with the frames. Okay, then right here, 2 more items need to declutter. This is a queen size silk pillowcase, beautiful quality. It just doesn't fit our bed anymore. And then this is the old mattress protector for our bed. So I'll say goodbye to both of those. This mirror, I think I'm gonna ask Christopher to hang it up this weekend. I originally bought this thinking we were going to use it in the entryway, but it didn't quite work out, but we both love it. So instead we decided to hang it in our guest bathroom. We have a much cheaper one in there right now that's slightly warped. So I'm excited to replace it with this one. I don't think we're doing anything Saturday, so that might be a good weekend project for Christopher. I keep maybe half of my craft supplies in here. Let's go through it. Let's see, this is like Valentine's Day. Ooh, this is a half-finished art piece. I don't know that I'm ever gonna finish this one. I'm kind of torn. I liked the idea of it, but I'm not obsessed with the direction it's going. So I might just try starting again. I think everything else in here I will probably use for future crafts, but this yarn I don't know that I'll actually use. All right, then we're just gonna take a quick pass through of these drawers. I go through them fairly frequently, so I'm not sure that there's gonna be much. Oh, maybe this, yeah. This bikini has not fit the same since I had a baby, and at this point don't know that it ever will. Not actually decluttering any of this, but these are all of the maternity favorites that I saved from my last pregnancy. I have a few friends who are pregnant right now, so I'm probably going to text them pictures and see if they want to borrow any of it. Because I am all for just letting people borrow stuff that I just don't need right now. So hopefully if we have time, we'll be able to circle back to our bathroom or closet. But today, I'm really trying to focus on the spaces that need the most help. The places where I most am impacted by and notice clutter. And for me, the space I tend to notice it most is our main living. It's all kind of one room, but our living room, kitchen, dining room, this whole space. So let's spend some time going through, I want to go through our books, all of our toys. Let's start here in the living room and then we can work our way to the kitchen. And as I look at these titles, I'm really trying to think through, will I reread this? The Book Thief. Ooh. The Book Thief is one that it was so good when I read it, but if you haven't read it, it is an emotional journey. So not sure if I'll reread it. Although I would love Oliver to read it one day, so I think we will hold on to that one. But you know, those are the decisions that I'm trying to think through right here. Will I, or at least one of us, read through it? This bookend, it's a cute little acorn, but it's not really doing anything. I think we can let go of it. I'll try to find, I know there's another of it hanging around somewhere. Let's tidy these up a bit too. then I want to go through these as well. Okay, a couple of books, Chicka Chicka Boom Boom. I feel like so many babies I know love it. Oliver just doesn't. Try it all the time. He's just not interested. I have just a couple of others here too. And then these two, he's kind of grown out of. He loved them when they were the appropriate developmental stage for him, but now he's just a little bit past one word book. So I'll just put these two away for a future child. Let's see what our toy situation looks like. I have got to find a better way to organize this. Definitely some stuff in here that developmentally he's just outgrown, so I'll be tucking away the things that I want to keep, decluttering what we don't want to. This one piece puzzle was a big hit when he was younger, but he just hasn't touched it in months at this point. All the random stuff always goes to the bottom. Clean slate, I just emptied this thing out completely, and now we can decide what's going to go back in, what we're going to put away. And then also there's some things like this is a pickleball. I think I saw a tennis ball somewhere in here. Those just need to get put away. Let me know what you do, especially if you don't have a defined playroom for your child. Where do you keep toys? How do you keep them organized? I am open to any and all suggestions. Okay, honestly, that's a pretty good improvement. Oliver's trucks and cars are all out on the coffee table right now, so now we actually have space for them. That's good. I've already explained to you the whole throw pillow situation in here, but this is why it bothers me. It just looks so messy always. We're not gonna be able to fix that now, but what I can do is tidy up. At least make things feel a bit more organized, if only for 24 hours. Oliver is emotionally attached to this rock currently, so this is sticking around for at least another week until he forgets about it. Leftovers from when we had our ball pit. Is it perfect? No. But this is a big time improvement. There was some fall, and this is also just miscellaneous decor that I didn't put out this year, so let's go through it. This was a dollar store DIY I did last year. I could see myself putting them out again next year, so I'll keep those. Honestly, I think I forgot I had them. 4th of July stuff. I feel like the decor there's a decent chance we use. I doubt we ever crack out these America aviators though, so let's pass these on. Sad to part with this, but I think it's time. This is like a traditional banker's lamp. It's vintage. I think they look so cool, but I feel like to get the right look from it, you really need like a desk or a really cool bookshelf or something. We don't have that, especially since my office was converted into Oliver's bedroom. I feel like this is something I've held onto, hoping I would one day find just the right spot for it, but I just don't think that exists in our home. So I think it's time to pass it on to a new home. At this point, I just don't think it's worth holding onto for the hope that one day I have a space that fits one. When you're decluttering, I feel like you have to live in reality, right? And I feel like most of the rest of this stuff we'll use. Actually, there are a couple of things here. A candle lid, and these little things I made, we did like a craft night, and I wasn't obsessed with how either of these came out, this tree especially. Really don't think that I'm going to decorate with them this year. I think we may get rid of them. And then this little leaf cookie cutter. I've held on to this for a few years, thinking and hoping that I would use it because it's cute. Problem is, it's pretty big. I don't usually make cookies this size. I feel like if it was half the size, I'd probably use it more. But realistically, I don't think I've used it once. Maybe I did one time a few years ago, but it's been a few years. So I'm gonna pass that on too. All right, that feels good though. Just one thing for the dining room here, this faux floral arrangement. It's okay. I'm just not obsessed with it. I put it out for the past few years, which is a good sign that you're wanting to put something out, but every time I see it, I feel like I've been finding myself, especially this year, thinking, I don't love how it looks, which the whole reason we decorate is to inspire joy, right? So if you're looking at something and not obsessed with it, I feel like that's a great sign that it might be time to let go of it. Okay, the kitchen. Ooh, this drawer is crazy. I've started collecting a few Christmas presents and been putting stuff in here. Let's take those out, and I've started a proper spot for those in our bedroom. If your family don't look, this stuff's all Christmas. Okay, this is looking a lot better. I am going to keep, we have a few little like coloring pages and then Oliver's Play-Doh in here. Honestly, it just makes for easy access. Huge improvement. I'm just gonna put a couple less things away. Then let's freshen up. Our utility drawer is in dire need of some attention. Lots here that's just in the wrong place. These all belong outside. Whether or not that looks more organized to you, it feels so much more organized to me. And that, my friends, is what matters. It's not how it looks or how you see other people organize their spaces. Is it intuitive to you? Does it make sense in your head, the way that you see and use the space? That is the number one thing that I try to look for and to pay attention to when organizing. This whole area is looking more than a little chaotic right now because the dishes need to be put away, and then also need to find a new home for this plant. It used to be in our entryway, wasn't getting enough light there. It's all leggy and crazy. So I moved it here for now by the window, but I don't think that's where it's gonna stay long term. So I need to either find a space for it somewhere in our home or find a new home for it. I have some plant loving friends who I'm sure would be happy to take it on. Then my tea, I'm still working my way through the tea I have. I probably do need to do a restock of everything pretty soon. I have quite a few almost empty teas that I just need to finish off, and then we can transfer what's in the bags in here. Trying to take that approach to work through my tea stash, and we're making a lot of progress. I'm actually down to probably the last 10 or so varieties of tea. I'd say I had over 30 to start with. So we're getting there, but I'm not going to do that today because my label maker actually broke. That reminds me I need to order a new one. So we'll do that later, but we'll settle for just tidying this up right now. And if as I do, I come across anything I want to declutter, we'll do that too. I'm probably move these up here. Found one flavor I wasn't obsessed with. Make that 2. This I bought for Christopher's office. Okay, big improvement. I know finding a new home for those teas I wasn't huge on. It's gonna be a breeze. I think I had too many spoons in there, so decluttering a couple of those. I feel like the rest of this though is in decent shape. Okay, quick pause. Let's just put this away. When I say we use all of our mugs, this is what I mean. There's probably at least 3 more in here. Much better. I always try to tidy as you go. I feel like it just makes your space feel that much cleaner, refreshed after. I think I'm gonna save this entire cabinet underneath our kitchen sink for one of those tackling messy spots in my home videos, because I really feel like the problem in this space is just we need to find some kind of new organization system solution for it. I don't know yet exactly what that's going to look like, so I think I'd like to wait to organize until I have a clear vision for it. We can, however, go through all the rest of these cabinets. Not much in that one. I found a single barbecue skewer. That's not going to help anyone. I really thought I was going to be fancy and use this as a wood rice spatula, but I always just reach for the white plastic one we have. I don't know that I've used this once, so I'll pass it on. I like these ones that have just like 3 things in them, making my life easy. Do you like this? We had to move the blade for our blender up to an upper cabinet so Oliver couldn't get to it. So now it just lives up here with my mugs. You know I love my pottery, but this plate, I think it's been a couple of years since I used it. I love the outer color, but I feel like this whole area, it's just not quite me. I always feel a bit sad parting with handmade pieces like that, but I'm not using it, so I think it's best going to someone else. This is supposed to be like a minimalist egg cup. You use it for soft-boiled eggs, but I never loved the shape of it. And now that I have some beautiful hand-painted ones. Now that I have these, I feel like it's time to pass this one on. This definitely does not belong on our counter, although we do use it several times a week. Actually, Christmas present idea, since it's coming up. I was not sure when we got this is the Ninja Creamy. I wasn't sure whether or not we would actually use it consistently, or whether it would just be like a gadgety thing that we use once or twice and then would collect dust for us. But since we got it back in May, I want to say we've used it at least twice, if not 3 times a week or more. We are obsessed. If you are an ice cream lover but try to eat on the healthier side, it is such a great gift. We make protein ice cream with it with really healthy ingredients, but it's delicious. We've had a great time trying out different flavors. So yeah, maybe just tuck that away as a fun gift idea. We at least have loved it. Neither of these kitchen towels is very absorbent, so let's say goodbye to them. All right, I think we're good over here. Actually, hold on, I forgot. We have yet to go through this cabinet, and it's always such a mess. I don't know why, but this cabinet in particular, I just struggle so much to keep tidy. Like, I'll think I came up with a good solution for how I'm going to organize it and maintain the organization, and then this happens. Oh my goodness, what a mess. So realistically, I don't have a ton of hope that this is going to stay organized, given my track record at least, but it's better to tackle tackle it now, then is it possible it could get worse? You know what? It probably can, because somehow it does always seem to be whenever I open this cabinet. So yeah, let's give this a reset. Is it perfect? No. However, we have made some significant progress here. So here's what we are decluttering. We burned through, I think, 90% of this candle, and a couple of the wicks have sunk into it, which means that you can't actually light it evenly anymore. I think at this point we can probably just throw it out. Trash, I did spend some time condensing some of the cutlery and other bits that we had down so that I could get rid of some of the packaging. Okay, this is a little sad, but I bought a whole bunch of these little stem picks, hoping to make, I wanted to make like a fall garland out of them. That never happened, obviously, and the longer I've had them, the more I've really been questioning whether or not these would even give me the look that I wanted to go for. So I think I may just try passing them on to someone else. This is the kind of thing I always try to post in our Buy Nothing group, because I feel like there's always someone who will scoop those things up. Some yellow candles, I think they're fun. Yellow just isn't really my color. Sometimes in small doses, but not sure that I'd use them. Some football themed cups and plates from a party that we hosted earlier this summer. Again, going to put these on the Buy Nothing group. I'm gonna see if somebody, maybe if they're hosting a Super Bowl party or something, could use them. For years I used this. I think it was originally supposed to be a pencil holder. I used it to store napkins, but it's been a long time since we used it for that purpose. It's just been sitting in here. So I think we can pass that on. And then finally, this pitcher. It's beautiful, it's vintage. It's just never the first one that I go to reach for. I think maybe it's the color of the glass, because it's not clear if you put like lemonade, tea, or something like that in here. It always just looks a little bit funky, the color does. So I never end up reaching for it. So this is another one that I'm a little bit bummed to be passing on, but it does just feel like it's time, especially here in the kitchen where, I mean, as you can see, space is at a premium. The less you have, the easier it is to keep organized. I feel like this is one of those things that I just don't use enough to justify keeping. So I'll pass it on, but hopefully we can find a good home for it. All right, that was a lot, but it was also needed for the space. Let's take a quick pass through the nursery. I don't think this hat fits Oliver anymore. Same with this one. This one's borderline. Too small. And I'm guessing by next summer, this will be too small as well. There's a bunch of socks here. It's hard for me to tell the size without actually having Oliver here. So I think as we're getting him dressed for the day, I just want to start setting aside any socks that we come across that are too small and do it as kind of a more gradual declutter. I'm missing the pair to this shoe, but I know this one's too small. Not sure where the other is though. Then these, especially these, I'm so sad that we have to declutter. Oliver's feet have a lot of padding on the top of them, which I don't know if that's normal for toddlers or not, but it makes it so that even though these shoes fit lengthwise, I can't get them on his feet, which is sad because like these are literally Vans and brand new LL Bean booties, but if he can't put them on, they're not doing us much good. Oliver is officially out of 12 to 18 months now, so I'm just going to go through and take out anything that's 12 to 18 months. He just doesn't fit it anymore. This 12 to 18 or 18 to 24. Taking these out, but making a note, we definitely need some more 24 months. Probably long sleeve, not short sleeve shirts. Maybe a couple t-shirts, but we are going into winter. Probably try thrifting some basics though. We're pretty much out of short season, so I don't know if I want to put all of these away or not. At least the 18-month ones, which there's a lot of them, it looks like. I guess 2 pairs of shorts is a fun number to keep out. We might still get some warmer days. These are 18 months, but I feel like H&M always runs pretty big, so I'm gonna keep these jeans in with the rest of his clothes for now. I know he wore them recently and they fit just fine then. I'm not sure if he even wore these once. They're cute though. Okay, much better. Just realizing now how messy I'd let the space get. I don't know that we're gonna get to all of this today, especially because we're losing light. The sun's literally about to set soon. You know what, let's save this spot too for that organizing messy spots in my home video I was talking about. This space needs more attention than I can afford to give it right now. I haven't really touched on it yet, but I really only had a 3-ish hour window for this declutter, and sometimes, as much as we'd love to just be able to dedicate an entire day, a weekend to decluttering, a few hours is all that we have. In a minute, I need to get dinner on. We have plans tonight. If you're in a season of life where you have a lot going on, it's hard for you to set aside large chunks of time, my encouragement to you is just work with what you have. Whether it's 30 minutes, a couple of hours, whatever you have, something is better than nothing. And even if there are a couple of spaces that I'm passing over, adding to my to-do list to come back to, there are so many more that I'm being able to organize, to declutter some excess, to streamline, to simplify, and that makes a difference. So just work with the time that you have available to you. Do what you can, but if you need to save some for another day, that's okay. I'm telling myself that right now, and hope you can hear that too. Okay, shirt here, we're decluttering. Organize these jackets a bit. Going to declutter, this is an Everlane puffer jacket. Honestly, if it still fit, I would keep it, but let me show you. This is an extra small, which is technically my top size. However, usually I want to wear this when it's cold out, and I don't know how well you can really tell on camera. It fits fine if I put a really thin layer under it, like a tight-fitting long sleeve top or something. But if I try to wear something bigger, like this is just a regular hoodie I'm wearing, I feel like a marshmallow. It's hard for me to bend my arms. I have constricted movement. So I think I'd love to find a puffer jacket in maybe one size up. That way I have some wiggle room and can properly layer under it. Honestly, this is such great quality though, and pretty much in perfect condition. So I might actually try selling this one because I think it was probably around $100 new, maybe a bit more even. Now on the opposite end of the quality spectrum, we got this at Walmart for Christopher. I think it was last year during our Acadia trip. He didn't pack enough warm layers, and so he was freezing. We wanted to get him a jacket. We got him this puffer, which he liked, but it has already busted a hole under this armpit and this armpit, and this one's going all the way down the side. So I think we'll probably just be recycling this one at one of those like clothing recycling collection points. That just fell on the ground. Then just one last thing in here. For my birthday this year, Christopher replaced these. These are very worn out tennis shoes. The tread is gone, the side is busted. Even the like seams where the laces are is wearing out. He replaced these with a beautiful brand new pair of sneakers. I mean, honestly, look at how gorgeous. I'm obsessed with these. So I think we can safely say goodbye to these sneakers. They've served me well for I think 2 years now, but it's time for something new. I really try not to be that person who holds on to like their past 3 pairs of running shoes. Once I've fully worn out a pair, I'll get rid of them and move on to the next. Then let's finish up with just a quick pass through of the bathroom. Immediately I'm seeing I'd placed the vase in here thinking I might use it for an arrangement, but come to find out it's not actually watertight. So I would have had to do some kind of dried arrangement in here. I tried a couple and I just didn't love. I don't think that the shape of this is exactly what I tend to personally prefer for arrangements. I think I tend to like things with a bit more of a narrow neck. So I think I'm just gonna pass this on. This is another one of those cool handmade pottery pieces. It just doesn't quite work for me, my style, but I'm sure it will for someone else. Let's see what else we have here. This nail file is pretty worn, so we'll get rid of that. Not finding a ton in here so far, which honestly is not a bad thing. If anything, it just means I've been doing a good job of staying on top of inventory, keeping things at least somewhat organized. But this little bin here is a bit messy, so I'm going to take a second. Let's tidy this up. What is a paintbrush doing in here? Ooh, this nail polish color I did not love on my nails. And then same thing, let's organize this cabinet. Oh no, this was leaking. Oh, gross. That's unfortunate. Wet wipes? I might actually keep these in the diaper bag. Let's finish up with just taking a quick peek here in our linen closet. This is a Turkish towel that I haven't used in, it's been a while. I feel like I'm ready to pass this on. Like I'm trying to remember, I really don't know the last time I used it. Oh, and then actually probably all of this shelf. This is our old queen size comforter, another queen size pillow. Oh, actually I do want to keep this. This is for our king duvet. And then we have our sheets. Likely what's going to end up happening for these is we'll use these as our new guest sheets and duvet, and we'll pass on the ones that we had been using previously. Then that just leaves that this belongs in our guest bathroom. Towels. I'd say this magic eraser is at the end of its life. Tiny bit left of this cleaner. This is empty though. Oh, and if we're not using that other vase, we can put this back on the counter. One day we will properly redo this bathroom and make it look just as nice as our guest bathroom, but we're not there yet. So in the meantime, we can just keep this here as a teeny little bit of decoration, and hopefully we can get to this room sometime next year. Well friends, my couple of hours is up, so I think we're going to call this one here, but we've gotten a lot done today. Just look at everything we're decluttering. I'm really happy with everything that we've decided to let go of, and especially in our bedroom, just walking in there, I'm already feeling just such a sense of relief. It's like a weight lifted off of my shoulders. That's one of the things I love most about decluttering, is it really does provide such a sense of relief. Like you can finally properly let your shoulders down and rest in your home. And that feeling of rest is something I really want to carry into this holiday season as we look ahead to Thanksgiving, Christmas, the new year, and all that these final few months of the year have in store. So I hope that this has left you feeling inspired and motivated to however much time you have over the next few weeks, whether it's a couple of hours or a couple of days. Take advantage of the time that you have to simplify your home before the holidays and make it so that your home can truly be a place of rest. All right, friends, that's everything for today though. So until next time, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I do see there are a lot of you who watch fairly regularly but aren't subscribed. If you aren't subscribed already, be sure to hit that subscribe button so that you can keep up with every new episode I post. Thank you so much, friends, for watching, for being here, and I will see you all again very soon. Bye, friends.